thought, okay, I'm going to do their charts. I talked with one lady, Laverne Henderson, also known as Lala. I talked to her earlier, and I had told her 5 o'clock. Here it is 7:30. I told her I'm never on time, and this is as close to on time as I can get. And you guys, I need to let you know. Okay, so I don't know how many of you follow me on my personal page, but I was supposed to have my eye procedure, and they dilated the eyes and they took x-rays, they did all kind of stuff, and then they had me go sit out there, but I didn't realize what they were doing was dilating the eyes for the procedure. So ever since that day, my eyes have been like effed up. Excuse me, they've been really messed up. Okay, so now they just keep jumping and they feel weird, and I have to put this weird, like creamy, weird Vaseline stuff in it, and it's just, so sorry. So if my eye jumps or looks weird, just know that's what it is, okay? So the first person, and I'm gonna pull it because I promised I would do her like 2 hours ago, and here I am doing it now, is Laverne Henderson. So let's pull up her chart. Let me show this to you guys. I put on some more lipstick. Didn't even know it was olive. Okay, you guys. Sorry about that. So this is Lala's chart. And I love her chart. It's very interesting. I'm trying to remember what it was she asked me. But one of the things that I did pick up, oh my gosh. And I'm so glad. This is like so weird. Okay, you guys, first of all, let me just say this. You just heard me talk about where the planets were, right? And here we look at this. She's got her ascendant in Leo. Look at where her Venus is, exactly where the moon is today. Exactly. Venus was on her moon. Lala has one of the most pleasant voices of anyone I've ever met, really. And she used to do voiceovers, and so did I. I did voiceovers as well. But I think her voice is gorgeous. I have Venus in the 10th. She has it in the first house. And I think whenever you have Venus prominently placed like that, it does make maybe your voice or your appearance or something about you soothing to other people. And in her case, with it in Leo in the first house, it's very soothing when she speaks, very calming in a way. Now, the funny thing is that she's got Uranus almost exactly on her ascendant, which is kind of funny that she is able to soothe people with her voice. But see, this Uranus is up in the 12th house. It's almost like the erraticism that most people experience in various places is only happening in her subconscious mind. It's not happening out where the world can see, but inside, maybe in her dreams or in her private life, maybe she might feel a little bit of that erratic behavior or, feelings, whatever. It might come out in her personality in some way. But we, outside of this personal bubble may never see it. So she's got a little bit of that hidden in there. Also, this is a woman of extreme power with Pluto at 29 degrees. First of all, that's a fate degree, but it's in Leo. And so it's in her first house, a very strong-willed, powerful person. And I think it's no reason that this person has mastered the art of like NLP or hypnotherapy. Because I think she will be able to get into the subconscious minds of people with Uranus there. It's what she's here to do in a way. Also, Pluto is the natural ruler of the 8th house, which rules things like therapists and psychiatrists and going deep in to, study those hidden parts of ourselves. So it's amazing that she chose that profession. I think she's doing exactly the right thing. Now, one of the things that Lala asked me was, what's an ascendant? What's a rising sign? Lala, I want you to know that I'm actually making an article. I was right in the midst of making it, but I realized I have to, make Saturday Night Live. So I will get back on that, and I'll probably have that up by Monday. Or, if I do it tonight, maybe it'll probably be Monday because my eye is jumping. But I wanted to give you an idea. This is where the ascendant or rising is. It is where it's the sunrise. It's where the sun was, where the moment of your birth. Okay, this is like the rising, the sun rising, was here, and it created. This is according to the time you were born, a place you were born, and a date you were born. You were given this particular ascendant or rising sign based on those factors. Okay, so if you were born, say, at a different time, it may be a different rising sign. So realize that our rising sign is determined by the time of day we are born. Okay, okay. Very important for people to understand that. So I actually even break it down. There is a simple system, that helps me to understand or guess when people are born, or where it would be in their house based on the time they were born, even if I didn't have, say, electronic system like this to pull this chart. I can get a basic idea where the rising would be, if not the actual degree, at least the sign. With the rising sign also, Lala, I need you to understand that with your Venus in the first house and Uranus on your ascendant this way, and Pluto in the first house, it is what makes you the quintessential single woman. I know that, you and I have talked about it, and it doesn't bother you in the slightest that you are single, and it's something that you're very proud of, and that you've mastered, like a master of it, and even to the point that you're writing a book about singlehood. And this is very much indicated by having Pluto in the first house as well as Venus, because this is showing self-love. Now, if you were someone who was like partner oriented, we would see these planets over here on the other side. And you're not so much partner oriented. Not saying that you don't date or anything, but you're not as partner oriented as someone would be who, say, would need a partner. Although Ceres, is that Ceres or Pallas? Pallas. Although Pallas Athena is in the seventh house, who is, like, by the way, the goddess of war. I think I said that to you when I did the first reading. She is not, if anything, she ain't trying to be, she don't have to have a partner. In fact, she'll have to strategize and maybe go to war with that partner. She is not the kind of person that's like, I need a partner in order to feel whole. That's not you. You're already whole. Got Pluto in the first house, child, and in Leo. And the funny thing is, this moon is sextile this Uranus. So it's supporting it. Your moon in Gemini, you're gregarious. You get enough, I think you feel love and affection from your friends and groups and associations and things of that nature that you belong to. It's just one of those vibes I'm picking up between this Gemini and Leo rising, this Gemini moon, which are making a sextile to each other. The other thing is that you've got your sun down in the third house with Mercury. You are a natural born communicator. And it's no wonder that you did voiceovers. Your voice is everything. It's not only pleasant, but it is everything. Literally, your sun and Mercury are conjoined. They are one. The moon, by the way, is sitting right there, just passed over probably this Mercury. So, and the ascendant is making, it's already in conjunction with your sun, by the way, your progress ascendant. It's like within 3 degrees of it. So even less than that, like 2 and some degrees. So yeah, your ascendant, your progress ascendant is conjunct your sun in the third house. And your progress moon is here. I'm saying, Lala, you need to pursue something with communication. And you've been doing that. Also, sales, like we've been talking about. I think all the things that you're doing with the groups, I don't regret 1 second making you a moderator. You'll be the perfect moderator at that group, because you'll do well in all groups. Look at that, with the moon in the 11th house of groups and associations and organizations and clubs, and your midheaven is there. You're a wonderful person to be in my group. I'm so proud of that. Now, you got Uranus up here by transit in the 10th house. So your career might be a little all over the place. You might be feeling that sometimes. It's just par for the course because, you know, Taurus is good, or Uranus is going to be in Taurus for the next 5-6 years. So I want you to kind of brace yourself for some of that shakiness that you might be feeling with that. Uranus actually is opposing your North Node, which I'm kind of, is that true? Hold on, let me just make sure. Can't be, right? Where's that North Node? Sag. No, it's out. It's Sag. Okay, good, good, good. Ooh, but that is opposing your moon. Oh, okay. Hmm. Is your sun at 5 degrees? So there are some other things going on, but a lot of it has to do with, you know, work and other issues here. There are some things I had saw, but this is a free reading, so I'm not going to go too deep in it. Just know that the ascendant is really prominent in your chart. I would actually do some research, know that you have a Leo ascendant, and know that you've got Uranus on that ascendant. So I would definitely look that up. And you can also look up moon sextile ascendant, because that is also something that I think is vital for you. And the other thing is to look up sun sextile ascendant. Okay. And sun sextile Uranus and sun conjunct Mercury. You got a lot of hits to your ascendant, la la. So your personality is very vital. It's a very important part of you. And the fact that you're a hypnotist, you put yourself out there, you openly help people with what you're doing the right thing, la la. You're on the right path. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Okay. Much love and light to you. And I'm looking forward to us doing another professional reading sometime soon, because it'll be great to go deeper into that with you. So there was another girl I wanted to do, but let me just see if I can get a hold of her. Oh, and I just realized I didn't even upload last week's, I don't think. Did I? Sometimes I know I forget certain things. Was there a young lady I was trying to remember? Oh, Lord. Did I write down her name? Please tell me I wrote down her name. Oh, gosh. Tell me I wrote down this poor child's name. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, I do remember this one girl asking me a question. So before I go into I think I might have seen her name. So before I go into that young lady, and I might have wrote it down somewhere too. Guys, my eye is really jumping. It's so weird. I wish I could like explain what it feels like. It's so strange, really. Okay, so let me share this young lady that I've got here. I've done her before, you guys. I know you might have seen her, but I haven't done her for a little while. So this is the chart of a young lady by the name of Jessica Rowan. Jessica Rowan. Now, here's the funny thing. I told you I always get themes, and I'd be darned if this little thing doesn't have ascendant in Leo. So we're dealing with another ascendant in Leo. In this case, it's the progressed ascendant in Leo. And I can't believe it. 17 degrees of Leo again is prominent. Again, remember we just said the moon, as this says, 17 degrees of Leo, and Lala or Laverne had her Venus at 17 degrees of Leo. And now we see that Jessica has her Lala had her Venus at 17 degrees of Leo, and now we see that Jessica has her ascendant there. So we have themes, and we are dealing with themes again. On top of that, wow, she's got her Mars exactly on her ascendant right now by progression. And the Venus is at 19 degrees opposing the current sun at 19 degrees of Aquarius. This is a really interesting thing that made me pull up Jessica's chart. I don't know why. I just had that vibe. Sometimes that happens and it freaks me out when it does. Not only that, look at this. Her progressed sun is at 22 degrees of Cancer. And I wonder how much Jessica is aware of these things because Saturn is opposing her right now. So I know that Jessica had mentioned that there was some issues, I think, was it with getting customers or money? It might have been finances or promotions or something of this nature. I just know that she was kind of reaching out for or asking some people somewhere for something, and I saw it and I thought, oh, what's going on with Jessica? Let me look up her chart. And I see what it is. It's when you've got Saturn opposed your sun, your progressed sun, even like that, you're feeling that. Right now, Saturn's opposed basically you. The you that is you now, because of that. Also, Mercury is at 18 degrees of Cancer. And so that's being affected by other oppositions like, Jupiter at 15 degrees of Capricorn. And yeah. So this is might be what you've been feeling. What I would say with Jupiter in the 6th house, that should help a little with the situation. But, it couldn't have been that great, with Jupiter going over Saturn and Neptune and Saturn together in the 6th house. So, sometimes it's probably been a little hard to get that money. But I think it's going to get a little bit better. You got your ascendant right there in the 2nd house and Mars and Venus. It's just right now, they're a little bit under attack. I mean, especially now with all the planets sitting in, or they were in Aquarius. You're going to have this full moon happening here as well. So, I mean, it's happening right on us. You're not going to miss it. It's pretty much happening on your Mars. What I would say, Jessica, with the full moon occurring on your Mars, is to watch your temper. Don't let anyone gaslight you into losing your temper. And be cautious of your money. I mean, the moon is financial security, and 17 degrees is pretty much going to be conjunct that full moon. And your ascendant, Mars and Venus is here. I would not spend too much money. I would be cautious of my money. I would, hide my money if necessary. I mean, just be cautious of that. You don't want anything to come out of the blue and mess with you and your money. I just noticed too that at birth you had Venus oppose that Saturn and Neptune. So my goodness, what a horrible opposition. The good thing is that it was in the 12th house and the 6th house. Not the same as it being in the 1st and the 7th, right? But it does mean that you are most likely dealing with internal things that are happening on the internal level, especially with your sun there and Chiron. And I know that you are very psychic, and this does indicate psychic ability. I myself have the sun in the 12th house. And so I can sense that this is why you're like a reader, I believe it is, right? So I can see why you would be doing that kind of work, because your sun and Venus and Chiron here, it is probably a little slow moving me because of Saturn and Neptune here. But I think it is the work you're supposed to do when Jupiter passes or comes, gets out of range of making connections to these. I think it'll start to get a little bit easier for you. Saturn's moved away from the Saturn, conjunction, and Pluto's moved away from the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, and soon this Jupiter's going to move away from the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. The only thing I would worry about is that, we've got this, even though it doesn't show it, the transiting Mars is going into Capricorn soon. So you're going to be going through this again in about 2 to 3 weeks. So be aware. I would say about 3 weeks. I would be aware of this, that Mars is going to go over that 11 degrees, and you are going to feel that in your 6th house. I think it's going to be hopefully action in your work and not anything negative in your work. I would also be careful of, just doing anything, overworking it, over exercising, overdoing anything, because Mars in a sixth house might make you do that. Okay. Anyway, I think I was led to tell you this because of the fact that you have 22 degrees of Cancer on your ascendant, and your progressed sun is there, and Mercury. And, right now, the current full moon's happening in your second house of money. Let's hope the money comes, girl. Let's hope the money comes. You got the progressed moon in the fifth house of luck and chance. Let's hope that money comes. Much love and light to you. And I just wanted to make sure I gave you a little something. Now, let me see if I can find that one girl. I'm trying to remember her name. Was it Kathy? Let me see if I wrote it on the back of something. Don't you hate when and all day I was thinking, I'm going to do this for this child because she had asked me and I forgot. And I'm like, this is about March. Oh, when Mars enters Capricorn on the 16th. It's going to be a big day. I don't see her name. I always write little names and things all over the place, but I don't see it. So let me look one other spot. Just when I thought I had it all organized. It's like creative. I had to keep my little, I'm always planning something. I had something planned here right now. What's this? Oh, that's right. I still have to do that. I am going to do that they think I am not done. I've got some more things I'm going to do. Let me see here. I did her. Let's see. Well, you know what? Since I can't find girlfriend's name, that means the divine spirit ain't trying to have me do her. I mean, otherwise I'd be lit to her right now. Let me look. There's one straight piece of paper. There she is. I knew if I was meant to find her, I would. So let me look up this and see if she's one that I did. I showed you guys Jessica's chart, right? Sometimes I forget. Let me just type this in. I can't remember if I did her last week or not. I think I might have, but let me just see why I was led to look at it again. Why am I led to this chart again? Tell me why. I'm going to let you see it. So this is Kimberly Avery's chart. I think I did Kimberly Avery just a few weeks ago. I thought I did. She might have missed it because I believe it was her birthday, right? And Kimberly is such a sweetie pie. She's got her Saturn like almost, that's what it is. I got called back to her chart. Isn't that funny? She's got Saturn sitting exactly on her ascendant, or excuse me, midheaven. So Kimberly, even though, it's near your birthday, everything, I wonder if you had any kind of experience with your career or with your actual self. This is all, and now with the sun in Aquarius, it's like on your Mars, it's going into the 11th house now, but this is all affecting you. Let me see where these progressed planets are. So she's got, here it is. She's got her Mercury at 20 degrees. I am led to things. I know the divine spirit work is leading me. The full moon's happening at 20 degrees in a Leo. So I've been led here to tell you, honey, you need to watch what you say on tomorrow. Watch what you say, watch your words. You were born with Mercury retrograde at birth anyway. So you always have to be cautious of the things you say, but Lord have mercy, tomorrow and maybe even the next day when, Leo is, and also it's going to affect your Venus. So the Leo moon is going to be full and opposing this Mercury and this, excuse me, Mercury and Venus. So, and these are your progressed Mercury and Venus, just so that you know. You might not, a lot of people don't look at their progressed planets or don't know about progressed planets. But that's how I do everything, because the progressed planets tell me what's happening in your life now, okay? And your planets, these major planets have progressed to a position, Mercury in particular, is exactly on the full moon tomorrow or in a few hours, 20 degrees opposing it. Oh, well, it's going to be opposing it. So this is like right at the precipice too. Look at that, between the 10th and 11th house. It's almost like as you cross over into the 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes and out of the career sector, it's like something snaps or changes. And I wonder what that is, like if something happened or, whatnot. Now look at this. You've got your North Node down in the 4th house as, by birth, which is home and family. So it could be that maybe something at home and family might have affected this career situation. I'm not sure. But with this Saturn sitting up on that midheaven like that, it's still happening. Like it's not over. Saturn, I think Saturn is off of it. It's Jupiter, or excuse me, Pluto. Pluto, of course, is the one that's at 23 degrees. That's more yucky, I think, than it's power, though. You might find that you are getting a sense of power and authority at your job or in your career. I've just got that vibe. You're rising into power. You've attained a certain level of power in your career or your work. And now with Mercury and Venus and look at the stellium. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm getting the vibes. Mercury, Venus, midheaven, Sun, Mars, even Neptune, all in the 11th house. Hopes, dreams, wishes, like all the things you wish to attain. This is it. Didn't I tell you that before? I've been telling a couple of people I see, like, this is it. You're young still, but my goodness, this is your time to rise to your power. So my goodness, don't be afraid of it when it comes your way. It's time to pursue it. You most likely will rise into a position of power with Pluto going across this midheaven. Now, one of the things that, could happen is it could spell the downfall for some people. That happened to another girl who had a very similar thing. She had did something some years back and it came back to haunt her. But if you passed over the Saturn over this midheaven, which it looks as though you have, I think the worst of it is over. I think the worst of it is over for you. You are actually, I believe, about to go into your power. And if it's positive and nothing negative is occurring in your life, then that's the direction it's going. If you're feeling this in your career and it's going in a positive way, then that's the direction it's going. If you're experiencing something negative, then you're getting the come up, and sometimes comes with Pluto and Saturn. But I don't know if that's the case. I think you seem pretty positive last time. So I think something good's coming. Also, Pallas Athena is sitting on your ascendant. Yeah, it's almost exactly on your ascendant. You are the queen of strategizing right now. I would strategize, I would organize, I would plan, I would plot. That's what Capricorn up on the 10th house is anyway. Planning, organizing, plotting, planning, writing it out, get that plan of action together. But that is Pallas Athena. That's the goddess of war. You will plan your attack to the most minute detail. If that means your work or education or your whatever it is, you are planning it down to the most minute detail. I will just say that with Pallas Athena sitting on this and in Taurus. And you'll wait it out. You're not going to rush. This is something serious. You're setting up a firm foundation and structure for your life. I see that. I believe that is what you're doing, and I believe in you. And I think this is what's about to occur in your life. I really do. And I see a lot of responsibility coming your way and you handling it beautifully. Okay. So Kimberly, I'm glad I got your horoscope. I found it because I felt like I had to do that horoscope. So let me just check and to see if anyone even realizes that I came online and went live and, you know, all the stuff I've been doing for the last couple of minutes. And because I never check until the last minute. I never do. And then I'll go and see if anyone's, you know, saw me live and if they asked any question, anyone wants anything. So let's see here. What's going on? Well, Laverne was there. Okay, Lala, I'm glad you saw that, Lala. I hope it made sense too. What I told you about your rising sign and your ascendant, and you know, and I am going to do that. Do the article soon, so that you'll have that soon as well. So let me just check in the group. I always check in the group before I go. So, oh, that's so funny. Let's see here. I'm just proud that I actually did this tonight because you guys have no idea. I've been so exhausted. Oh my gosh, it's the eye. You know that, right? So anyway, I just wanted to come and check. And did this post here? No, really? Well, it's supposed to. It looks like the video did not post in the group, which is weird. I'm actually shocked. I thought it would have. Okay, you guys. Well, I'll put it in the group later. So, all right. So much love, much light, many blessings to everyone. I'm gonna put on the music so we can party on out of here. And it's been my blessing, or it's been my pleasure to be here and provide this service tonight. And I'm gonna upload everything to YouTube soon. And of course, I'll upload this to my page and to the group. And much love to everybody. Blessings. Let's dance on out. See what we got here. Ooh, yeah.